Hello everybody, welcome back to YouTube's premier storyboarding channel, Ink and Grow Rage. I trust your apocalypse is coming along nicely, and I hope it's everything you imagined it would be. Today, I thought we'd take a little vacation away from both the mind-numbing craziness of self-isolation and the current little social uprising that seems to have you kids a bit riled up. And instead, take a look at a quaint little spot that I drew in the far distant and blissful past, when all we had to worry about was vaping in public, rich kids buying their way into colleges, generational shaming,
Are millennials spoiled babies?
Okay, boomer.
and of course, intercontinental missiles being launched at us by those goofy North Koreans.
That's all, folks.
Before we embark in this magical little journey of ours, why don't you go ahead and give your pal Vinny a little bit of love by hitting that like button below. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm and will ultimately enable his videos to rank a bit higher. Alright, with that little bit of business out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so today's spot features a local restaurant owner running all over town and gathering up the freshest ingredients for the day's menu. She'll be doing a lot of driving around, so it's a really good thing that she buys gas at Phillips 66 because, for reasons they failed to make clear, this apparently is a good thing. Alright, here's the script, some location photos, and we're done. As usual, prior to beginning these sketches, I had a phone call with the director, during which he gave me his shot list. So the opening shot will have the camera mounted to the hood of the truck, looking back at the driver at a 45-degree angle. She should be driving an older style pickup truck, something rustic and with a bit of character. So I found this photo online which feels like the right style and also happens to more or less be the correct angle. So I'm just going to drop that down on top of my sketch and trace that. Finally, I'm going to lightly sketch in some background elements here just so we understand that the truck is moving along down the road. Shot 2 is going to be her POV looking out the windshield. Instead of having to draw this from scratch, I just opened my stock, driving, and city background files, which are just collections of illustrations that I've drawn up over the years. I then just picked the ones I liked, dropped them both down, and cleaned them up a bit. Hopefully, the value of keeping these stock files is beginning to become obvious. In just a few minutes, I was able to put together a frame which might have taken me a half hour to draw from scratch. Compound that over an entire job, and you could potentially shave a few hours off of each job. Alright, this third shot is just a super wide profile of the truck cruising along this country road in the wee hours of the morning. In shot 4, our hero woman, who we're just going to refer to as Jane from now on, is visiting a local vegetable farm. I've got a couple of location photos here, but none are the exact angle that the director asked for, so I'm just going to freehand this sketch. The camera needs to be low and at a 3/4 angle as the woman is foraging around with the assistance of the farmer. In shot 5, we're punching in on the same axis for a medium. I found a good reference photo online of somebody harvesting vegetables, so I'm just going to drop that in and trace right over it. Okay, so in shot 6, Jane is pulled over at some kind of roadside bee farmer and is selecting some fresh honey. Again, I went and found some photos of bee farmers and just sort of photo bashed this reference together. Shot 7, we've got yet another farmer, and this guy is selling produce from out of the back of his vintage pickup truck. So I'm guessing the idea here is that maybe she called this guy in advance and asked him to meet her here. So otherwise, it's kind of weird this guy's just sitting here in an open field with a pickup truck full of produce. So I've got him standing next to his truck waiting for her to arrive, and this is her on the left side of frame driving up. Shot 8, punch into a medium as the farmer hands Jane a crate of vegetables. As you can see, I'm using another reference photo that I pulled from the internet, and in the upper left-hand of the screen, you can see the actual talent that they're going to use. So as much as possible, I'm going to try to make it look like that guy. And for the sake of continuity, I'm just going to go ahead and drop this vintage pickup truck in the background. Alright, so frames 9, 10, 11, and 12 are all photos the director took while on his tech scout. He's asked me to just go ahead and trace right over these, so I'm going to speed things up while I do exactly that. Shot 13. This is going to be a close-up of Jane eating an apple while she's pumping gas. Again, I've got a location photo that I'm going to drop into the background and a reference photo for Jane. 14. This is going to be a wide shot, raking down a counter at our local butcher. And yes, you guessed it, I am once again tracing right over another location photo. Okay, so shot 15. The director wants a shot with the hood of the truck in foreground while Jane is deep in the background picking herbs. The idea here is that maybe she was just driving down the road, saw a field of herbs, and in the spur of the moment just decided to pull over and start foraging. Shot 16 is going to be a rear 3/4 of her truck parked in the alley behind her restaurant as she unloads the day's haul. Shot 17 is a medium rear 3/4 of Jane as she writes the day's specials on the restaurant's little chalkboard thing. Now, real quick, before I go any further, I'm going to just grab my chisel marker, go back to the last few frames, and add some line weight, and just give a little form to them. Alright, now for shot 18. The director sent this location photo, which is the exact angle that he needs. For the actual chopping, I'm going to open up my stock cooking file and copy and paste this illustration, which was from a Walmart job I drew a few months ago. I'm going to go ahead and erase the guy on the left and then draw in the appropriate background. Shot 19, a close-up of Jane putting on a headband. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. Okay, now the director didn't actually ask for this, but I'm going to pepper in a few food close-up shots. Again, I'm going to utilize some of these cooking frames that I've drawn for previous jobs. They're not meant to be exact shooting frames, but rather just mood pieces. Just a few ideas to add texture or create the vibe of a busy commercial kitchen. And the final frame of the spot is going to be a wide of the restaurant as Jane comes out to talk to some of the customers. After finishing that last shot, I saw an email from the director asking for a few more. He wants to add a sequence where Jane shows up first thing in the morning to a local farmer's market type of place. Again, he was kind enough to send location photos, so away I go. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and quickly rearrange these frames so I can put the farmer's market sequence into its proper place, and then I will shoot these boards out to the director. After sending the boards to the director, I got this one note about having Jane be closer to the table in the last frame. Other than that, the boards are done. So once again, here's what we drew today. And now, let's take a look at the actual commercial.
Definitely worth it.
Do you have butter lettuce over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a chocolate mint.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
You bet. Just try a little bit here. Check this one
Okay,
out.
this is better.
Yeah.
What would you pair this with?
Hey, Jay, can you grab that?
We'll get right on it. Thanks, Chef.
I know how much you guys love tomatoes, so I have stories to tell you about these tomatoes. This is the end of the sentence.
And as always, if you found these videos insightful or entertaining,
It's just about to wrap it up for this excellent adventure.
if there's anything you'd like to see made of them in the future, or if you just want to tell me how much you hate me, drop it down in the comment section below. Thank you very much.